Mike Sando on the NFL. Welcome to the show. Great to have you. What do you think about that? You think there's some Garoppolo regret in certain cities around the league?
I don't know how much, because he was hurt the whole off season. That's what killed the deal. And then once you get into training camp, you're going down a different road. And remember, Jimmy Garoppolo could determine where he was going. It wasn't like you could just add him and he was going to go play anywhere and be happy and do a deal or make it work. So I think, yes, if you could just plug in the best of Jimmy Garoppolo and have that replace whatever's been playing in a different city, you would do that every day. But that's not really how the offseason played out around Jimmy. So I think it's harder to say that.
And boy, are the 49ers thanking their lucky stars that he wound up back in San Francisco. And you look at this situation, Mike, this Niner team versus last year's Niner team with Jimmy Garoppolo. Is it too much of a stretch to say that they're in a better spot now than they were this time last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some concerns over the injuries. I did feel, and I think a lot of people felt like that with Trey Lance, it was going to be a process, and without a clear vision of or knowledge of what it was going to look like in the end. So they're a better team now than they would be if he wasn't their quarterback, I think. And is that better than last year? Well, is it going to be better than getting to the championship game? I don't know about that. The whole thing's got to play out, and I think that's what this whole Jimmy situation is this year. It has to play out. You like what you're seeing so far. You feel like they're a good team, but we don't know how it's going to end.
So, Mike, I guess the question that we are working our way toward, and the one that you really explored, is if you could go back in time, knowing what we know about Trey Lance, which admittedly is nowhere near enough, but the 49ers certainly know some things more than we do. If you were to go back in time and look at what you had with Jimmy Garoppolo, you get wooed by something that you think might be better. We still don't know if it will be, but would you make the same decision if you had to do it all over again?
I don't think so, because I think you would if in that small window of seeing Trey Lance, he would have been phenomenal, or, oh, wow, this guy looks amazing, then you would say, I want to see more of that. I think for now, it's not that he was horrible, but you just didn't see that. And it was a lot to give up. And you know that Jimmy's there and you can win with him. So you don't even know if you can win with Trey Lance.
And that, I'm sorry, Mike, that makes next season all the more fascinating when you think about what the 49ers do. If Jimmy Garoppolo goes on another Garoppoloian run of success, what does the future hold for this two-quarterback conundrum?
Well, what if they win the Super Bowl with Jimmy?
Man.
Because if you go back years in time, the Ravens did that with Trent Dilfer, and they moved on. They wanted to have, was it Elvis Gerba or whoever they went and got? I can't remember who they went and got, but they changed their quarterback. They said, look, he's not the reason why we're winning. We won with a great defense, and yeah, Trent made some nice plays and off the play action in the running game and all of that. And shoot, I don't know if they should have kept Trent Dilfer, but the guys they got after that for a long time weren't very good. So, Jimmy's probably better than, what Trent was at that time, and certainly the locker room loves him, and he's handled the situation beautifully, and they've been to the Super Bowl and championship games with him. So it's kind of what makes all this fun, right? Because you could understand what the 49ers were thinking and doing, but it is risky.
Mike Sando on the NFL with us here as we discuss the 49er quarterback situation. And Mike, I also wonder, you talk about where this is going, and we've got such a long way to go, but what do you see in the arc of Jimmy, if you will? He comes back, right? He gets thrown into a game against Seattle, whatever happens there. Then it's awful in Denver. And then it's solid against the Rams, followed by pretty darn good against the Carolina Panthers. So as you're always ranking quarterbacks, what is your view on what we've seen from him so far and where it's going?
I think it's been pretty good. I think there's always going to be some inconsistency with him, but I would have thought that it will get a little bit better as he goes along, gets back in the saddle, because he is coming off of the injury and didn't have the whole training camp. I buy that thing. I think he said that after one of the games. Hey, look, it's kind of fresh here, and sometimes that can sound like an excuse. I totally buy it. I think the reps matter. I think getting confidence in your arm matters. Being able to take a hit, just getting out there with your teammates. If there's new players out there, all of that. So I think it's been probably better than we would have expected to come right back in, and just a reminder that he wasn't bad, and hopefully for them it can grow and build off of that as the season goes along with what looks like a really good team.
A great team, depending on the health of the defense. Nick Bosa with a little bit of a groin issue heading into this weekend, and then all eyes on Kansas City the week after this one. Do the 49ers have enough of an offensive arsenal to compete with Kansas City, or do you think that they have to go about it the way they tried to do it in the Super Bowl a few years back?
I think they do. I don't know that they're going to win the game. I mean, I think if those teams were to play 4 times, the Chiefs might win 3 of them, but I think there's a path to winning the game, certainly for the 49ers, and they can be explosive offensively with the weapons that they have. They can control the game, with their combination of the run and the pass, and they're good on defense. They can pressure the quarterback. So certainly, as we look at these next 3 weeks before the bye, I mean, you really like the matchups probably with the Falcons and the Rams, I would think, and the Chiefs will be a tough one, but I don't think they're going to get blown out.
Mike, really interesting stuff, and appreciate your time as always, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there it is. Mike Sando.